Hi, we're back because the news never stops. It's news. It's some new news, basically. And we're gonna be talking about some bad guys. Armageddon is like the biggest bad. There is only one of him for all of Dimension, so he's like the one-off for all of Dimension. Whereas like you and me will have counterparts and like crazy stuff like that with like a cowboy version of ourselves or something like that. Because there is a cowboy Dimension. I'll talk about it in like a Dimension video later on. But Armageddon, he's the big bad. He has like 4 arms. He's got 3 eyes, 2 on one side and 1 on the other. He's got like really long black hair. He's got like spikes on his chin as well. He's got he's buff as out. However, he has like a massive hunch on his back, and he has all the powers Tyler has. And I'll cover that in a different video because somehow Tyler has all the powers, some God's gift or something. Uh, but yeah, he obviously in the last video we talked about some heroes that he turned to his side, but he also has some others which are quite unique. We have Aerosol, who has little holes on his hands, on his feet, where he can shoot like compressed air out. But obviously, the more air he shoots out, the more burns he'll get because it is obviously a high pressure, really cold spray. He can use it to fly and spray people's faces. It'll sting their eyes because it is like aerosol. Um, what else is here? So if he sprays for too long, it'll hurt his hands. He's quite crazy. We have Mind Wipe, who will like sort of implant himself into your mind and slowly eat away at your brain and sort of get rid of all your memories and change them. So then you fall asleep and sort of get trapped in your memory whilst he's destroying your brain and like picking it for any information that he can get out of you. The Storm Servant, who wears this like, what's the cups called? They pour it in sort of a filter cup. He wears one of them on his head which stores like a storm cloud in it, and the storm cloud provides him with electric powers. And the more powers he has, like the more power he uses from that cloud, is the less power he has. Like storm starts to take control of him, and to take control of the power, and starts seeping out the top of the cun. Who else is on here? We have Bubble Tea, who drinks bubble tea, and the different tea shoots out of his chest into bubbles which have different powers, like a gas bubble, a bounce bubble to like shoot out of his chest so he can bounce on it and get away faster. These are some of like Armageddon's main villains that are like on here. But Ralph Reports will keep them even if I'm being hunted by Armageddon because I'm giving out Armageddon's info and the Dimension Defenders info. So I'm getting all of it out there to you guys because you guys need to know. Who else is here? We have Storm Servant. We have Antidote, who was just a normal guy who was trying to make some money, and he was volunteering to do some drug trials, and he didn't let the doctors know, and went to completely different doctor companies, and got all these different drugs, and they all combined and like turned him into this big monster. His skin started falling off. He grew super buff. He grew like rock wings. His skin went really hard, like the bits that didn't peel off. We also have Geodude, like Geodude, where he was stuck in a cave with like all these studs and geodes, and obviously he was stuck in a cave, and he lost his head, but Armageddon got there in time, not to save him, but like to turn him into like this machine with big 4 crawling legs, and he put geodes on like all the hinges of the legs, and if the sun strikes the geode, it charges the geode, and Geodude, which is the head on top of the legs, can shoot out big energy beams from them geodes at will, and he can scuttle around like a spider, which is quite scary. See the video here. It's not what you want to see. Who else is here? Armageddon has managed to control some of the diseases that are out there. There is 3 big diseases that are like tackling the Dimension Defenders right now, but we'll save them for obviously a different video. Armageddon like made 3 of them. There's also Power Pizza, who is hungry for energy. He was sort of sucked into a big glowing ball, sucked into it, and all the energy went into him, and the ball went into like a dead state. Um, all the energy is just, it's like a camera feed from a science lab. All the energy, he was just delivering pizza, and the ball, he got sucked into the ball, all the ball's energy went into him, and he can now have like massive sort of, he's dripping with energy, it's sort of oozing out of him, and he's flying around, and do not want to be this guy right now. Who else is here? Trying to flick through some like camera footage, the bad guy folder. You don't seem that bad. You don't seem that bad. There's Breathen, who like if you breathe in a fight with him, he'll take away your breath, and then you won't be able to breathe for the rest of the fight. So he basically focuses on your breath. If you breathe in a fight with him, and he catches you, how do you fight him? Unless, because he has to see you breathe. So I guess you have to stay in the shadows? Oh, I am not doing that. I'm not going against this guy. I don't want to go against any of them. I'm just a reporter. Ralph Reports, if you didn't know. I'm here. I'm the owner of all the TP Heroes because I got fired from my other reporter job. Yeah, that's lovely. I love that. Thank you for that. I have worked on this before. Never mind. I was working with a game company that was making a game on the comic series that is obviously out, and you know some of these heroes from the comic and the villains from the comic, but they're not just a comic, they're real. Some of these villains are huge. They're uncomparable. There is also a drug organization, which I should save for another video, but I'll start it here, because there's a drug, like, kingpin called Luke, and he, like, makes drugs, obviously, with the help of Peter, who is his, like, science man, and he has two right-hand men, which is Luke has two right-hand men, which is Josh and George. George took the super, like, hero drug and got super strong, but if he gets too cold, he won't be able to fight anymore. And then we have Kinetic, who is Josh, is like sort of hero name, and he's super fast. But if he gets too hot, he will sort of break down and won't be able to use his power anymore. And he gets these drugs out to everyone. It's like a whole different video needed for this stuff. But there is another sort of villain here, which is also named Luke, so it's like right next to him, who makes like 3-piece, 2-piece suits, but they're not just suits. They have like tech inside them, which can have like arm cannons and stuff. They can make you fly. They have concealed blades and blasters in the cuffs. They have like little buttons which can shoot out and like track people. They're like robotic suits, and he owns like a multi-million-dollar company. And he's trying to get Kian, which is someone from the Chocolate Army, which is a different... We'll have a whole other video for them. But he keeps trying to get Kian onto his side, which I don't know what relation they have. It doesn't specifically say, it just says he targets Kian mainly. But yeah, that's all we have time for. There is so much more to go through. So if you would be so kind to come back, I have a lot more to talk about. But that's it. That's Ralph Reports. I am reporting for duty, and I shall get the news to you whenever I can. Alright, bye-bye.